Hi, I'm Mark Woodcock, running coach at Health Track Sports Wellness, and I'm going to bring you some stuff on heart rate training and why it's important to get your true max heart rate versus your actual max heart rate. First of all, your true max heart rate is the one that you actually have, and that's the maximum amount of beats per minute that you can get your heart rate to go to. Usually you can do it on a stress test, treadmill, hills. You can run as many hills as you can, jog up a really steep hill, come back down. I like to do it on the treadmill test if people can get their heart rate up on there. I just did one with Laura Walsh, and it came out really well. And I'm going to show you why it's important to do this. Okay. First of all, 220 minus your age does not always work. So 220 minus your age, if I'm 50, that comes out to be 170. My max heart rate is around 173, 170 is pretty close. Okay. Well, Laura, who is 45, her max heart rate would then be 175. So if I set up her heart rate zones based on 220 minus her age or 175, I would expect her, and we'll look at the notes here, to get to 97% of her heart rate would be 170, 95% would be 166, 93 would be 163, and 90% would be 158. The important thing on this is when I'm training people for a half marathon or 5K, I want them to stay in line with that heart rate and their pace through training. So if Laura, I know, can hold 93% once she gets to about mile 6 or 7 of a half marathon based on her pace and heart rate, if I would expect her to run 8:30 per mile for a half marathon or 8 minutes per mile for a half marathon, and I know that jives with 88 or 93% of her max heart rate, and I said get to 163, well, I know from doing a max heart rate test that she can't get to 163. So if she's trying to do that, and I'm telling her to do that, she's not going to get there. It's an aerobic event. To get her to 163, I would expect to see that in a 5K. So when we did her actual max test came out to 164. That does not equate to 220 minus your age. So if I go down here now and I show you all her heart rates based on 220 minus your age, you would see that they're all very high for Laura. If I do the actual heart rate max test, which came out to 164, you can see that we've set up zones for 97%, 95%, 93%, 90%, 88%, 85%, 80%, 75, and 70. So you can also see that I put some heart rate paces for racing on the bottom right-hand corner of the sheet. Okay, so I would expect someone in a marathon to be able to hold 88 to 90% of their max heart rate. That is once we know that. That's not out of the gate on the first 5-6 miles. If I know someone can hold, for Laura, for instance, 148, and through the training we know that she can hold an 8-minute pace, and we're seeing that all the time at around 148 on her longer runs, then I know in a race, tapered, that she can hold 148. Maybe by the time I start off at 8-minute pace, maybe by mile 10, I get her up to 148 heart rate, and then we just stay there until mile 23. If she is at, let's say, 8-minute pace and her heart rate is below 148, then we can get it going up and maybe go down to 750 pace and get it up to 148 heart rate, and then keep it there and keep it there and keep it there, and hopefully there won't be any drift versus the heart rate. And then when she gets to mile 23, she can either go for it or just hang on and have a PR. So, this is why it's important to have your true max heart rate and have actual heart rates done. The test that we can do, the test that we can do for this is, like I said, a heart rate max test on the treadmill. You can do it on hills. You could actually do it in a race. I would expect her in a 5K to reach 164 or 160, 163. Sometimes you can actually hit a new max heart rate when you're in a 5K. But would I have her do that in a marathon? No, it's a totally aerobic event. So you can see here why the importance of doing it is having a true heart rate max test done. And the way that we did this was we did it on a treadmill, and I slowly worked up her heart rate through a relaxed mile, warm-up mile. Then we went a little bit higher on each one for 90-second intervals. We'll get into that a little bit later, but this is the way to do it, and this is the way we do it. Thanks for listening.